Hi there guys, welcome back to another update on the Red Sea Reefer 425XL Deluxe. It's been a busy week. We've not got as much done on the tank as we originally wanted to, just because we've been so chocker with work. But we have had a few developments that I thought I'd explain on the video, just to let you know how we're getting on. I contacted D&D yesterday about the Clarisea, because I found that it was just burning through the rolls far too fast. The original roll that came with the kit when we assembled it, that lasted around 3.5 weeks. The second roll, which we've got on at the moment, has only been on about a week and a couple of days, and it's already well over halfway through. So I contacted D&D, who, to be honest with you, have been brilliant, and they actually called me back just to explain that there has been a few rolls on them go onto the market that were faulty from the factory. So they're in the process of creating some new rolls using a different media, and in the next few days I'm hoping that I'll have a couple of these rolls arriving, because they've kindly asked me to test them for them. So to replace the two rolls that I've burnt through in no time at all, they're saying they should last around 8 weeks. This one's lasted around a week and a bit. I reckon by the time it's finished it'll be about 2 weeks. The other one lasted 3.5 weeks, which he said is unacceptable. So fair play to D&D. They're sorting it out for me, and I've got a few rolls on the way to test for them. And let's hope that we can get the Clarisea up and running fully. I mean, to be fair, if you look at the water quality, it's bang on. It's absolutely crystal. It's just the fact that it's burning through the roll so fast. So I'm going to go into the Clarisea now and explain exactly what I spoke to them about yesterday, and what we're going to do to try and improve the situation with it. So bear with me a sec, guys. So there we go, guys. That's the Clarisea at the moment. As you can see, that roll's only been on around a week and a couple of days. We're on Tuesday now. It went on the Sunday before last, so yeah, so a week and a couple of days, and it's already well and truly halfway through the roll. As you can probably see, it is starting to pick up some muck now, which is great, and it is pulling it out of the tank, whereas the previous one was it was completely crystal. It was clear when it came off. So the plan is now, after talking with Stuart at D&D yesterday, the plan is to raise it up a notch, because he was saying that he'd spoke to Mr. Saxby about Clarisea in general, and he tried it on his tank and he raised it up, and noticed that after he raised it up as far out the water as you can get it, the down pressure coming down the drain line going into the Clarisea, something to do with that helps it last longer. So I know I was talking about before we were going to raise it up, but after the chat yesterday, it just confirmed that that's the way forward and that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to do a quick video now on how we take it off. I mean, thankfully I've not glued any of the plumbing, so I did that so that we could easily take it off if we ever needed to clean it. So I'm going to take the plumbing off. I'm going to shorten the downflow pipe going into the Clarisea so we can raise it up a notch, and then let's see how long the rest of this roll lasts. We're about halfway through, so let's just see how long it lasts. As you can see, guys, I'm now removing the Clarisea from the main plumbing. So I'm removing the drain line going into it, and then I'm literally just going to move it up one rung, because we're on the one down from the top at the moment, so it can go up one notch. So that's going up one rung, and then I need to measure roughly how much needs to come off the downflow pipe. Now what I'm actually going to do is, I've got some spare 32mm pipe, some 32mm PVC pipe I should say, and I'm just going to do that with a brand new piece of pipe so that I can keep the one that I've got on at the moment as a spare. So should anything ever happen and let's say it doesn't work and I want to lower it again, I've always got that piece of pipe there that I can do that with. So unhooking the Clarisea is easy enough. I haven't glued the plumbing, so that's a doddle. So I take that all off, raise it up a notch, cut down the piece of 32mm PVC and then rehook it up all back together again. So happy days. There we go guys, that's raised up one notch, and to be fair, even though I've raised it up a notch, the water level is still reaching the float switch, the float valve inside the Clarisea. So hopefully raising it up, it is something to do with the pressure, and it makes the rolls last longer, but only time will tell. So that roll is obviously halfway through at the moment, maybe a little bit over half. So in the next update, which will be in a week or two's time, I'll obviously document just how long that roll did last and if raising it up at all has worked. As you saw from the video, the plumbing's quite easy. Obviously you cut the PVC piping with a fine tooth hacksaw and a mitre block to give you a nice straight edge, and then I just sanded off the plastic burrs that were left over from the saw with a piece of sandpaper just to make it nice and smooth. And then I just fitted it all back together. It is a little bit tighter now than it was before. I used the opportunity to move the Clarisea a bit further over to the right to give myself a little bit more cleaning room in the main refugium area along with the skimmer area, so it's not quite as tight now. So hopefully that is going to do the job and make the Clarisea work better. I'm probably going to cut that short there guys, now that we've finished installing the Clarisea. But before I go, I will kind of explain the next few videos and the projects that we've got up and coming. The first one is, I've recently been asked to design a sump wrap for a guy that I did an install for down in Reading. That's actually gone that well that I'm thinking about designing one for this system based on the matte black theme and the toxic green. So I'll probably be doing a small video on how you apply vinyl to a sump and the design that we've got. There's going to be 2 cut windows in there, so you can see the refugium working and you can see the Clarisea working, so that should be quite a neat little video that we've got coming up. The second project will be, that's probably going to be split over a couple of videos, and that is going to be the building of the cabinet unit on the right hand side, and that's obviously going to have a power centre, control centre for all the controllers. But I've also recently worked out how we can do the electronics, so each individual piece of kit is going to have its own individual switch on the front, so that we haven't got to constantly take the front panel off to turn things off when we want to. So that's going to be quite decent. The third big project we're going to be doing is obviously the move over from the Reefer 170 into this Reefer 425. Obviously that's quite a daunting project, and I am panicking a little bit about losing stuff, just because obviously it's been going so well and thriving so well. I've gotten quite attached to it, so obviously we don't want to be losing anything. But we've also made a big decision on the method we're going to be using to run this tank moving forwards. So in the next video I will let you know exactly what we're going to be doing to run this tank. I'll let you know the method we're using, and I'll also go into a really decent description and video into how that method's going to be working for us moving forward. Obviously it wasn't a decision we made lightly, but I'm hoping that moving forward it's going to be the right decision for us, especially with the type of coral we're going to be keeping. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel. We've got some cracking videos coming up and some updates coming up on how we're going to be running this tank and how we're going to customise this tank. So subscribe to the channel, like the videos. If you've got any questions, obviously just pop them in below in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But thanks again guys for your support, I really appreciate it. Catch you later. Cheers guys, bye bye.